Walk you guys through how to log into CHARMS office and kind of get situated with your CHARMS account so that you know how to log into it in the future. So the first thing I'm going to do is navigate to charmsoffice.com, which will bring you to this screen. And I'm going to click in the upper right hand corner here on the login button, which will bring us to this page. Now the first tab that it brings you to, the teacher helper tab, is not what you want, because that's a different login area for like myself and any of the boosters and things like that. You want to click on the tab that says Parents, Students, and Members. Okay, in that box, you're going to type in our school code, which is WMHSIMB, Wayne Memorial High School Instrumental Music Boosters, and that will get you into the parent or student area. Oops, I'm sorry. Actually, it's Wayne Memorial High School Instrumental Music. There we go. Don't put the V in. That's better. Okay. And then, at this point, you're able to access anything that we've kind of labeled as public access. The public events on the calendar, emailing any of the staff, and any public handouts or files, which is not going to be many things just because we like to keep things secure. At this point, what you'll then do in this box is enter your student area password. Okay, now at the beginning of the year when we got started with CHARMS, most of, if not all of our students got their password set up in CHARMS. However, at this point, many of them have probably forgotten it because we haven't used CHARMS much, because I was kind of waiting until this next school year to really start implementing it, okay, especially with marching band. So if you forgot your password, let's say, we can just kind of enter something here and hit enter. Okay, it's going to tell you, we're sorry, but the student ID, student password, or ID number you entered were incorrect. Okay, if you would like CHARMS to reset the student's password, please enter the student's name as well as their email address or cell phone, or both. And if the system finds a match, you'll get a text message or an email with a link to change your password. So I would then put in the student first name, last name here, email address, cell phone number, etc. Hit reset my password. You'll get that link. Okay, and then it'll end up taking you, you want to go back to this login screen, go ahead and put that info in, and it brings you to your account. Now this is a test account that I've made. This is not a Wayne student's account, but what you'll see on this screen is a number of things. One, you'll be able to access our calendar, okay, which will be very similar to the Google Calendar. Eventually in the future, we'll have volunteer options here. If you need to email any staff, you can do that. Handouts and files will have things like marching band show music, when we take field trips, field trip information, the course syllabuses, syllabi, things like that. So you'll have random things in there, other maybe marching band warm-ups, stuff like that you'll want to find out. One of the places you're going to visit often is the Finance tab here. You'll be able to see if your student is in marching band, how much money they owe for marching band, what they've paid. It'll be itemized. If we go on field trips in the future, you'll see field trip information and payments that have been made for that. And there's a couple other things too. Beyond that, these three in the middle we'll talk about later. They're not going to do much right now. If your student is assigned anything from our inventory, such as an instrument, a uniform, if they checked out a piece of music from the library, you can click on this and it will show you exactly what you have. So that way you're able to keep track of that. One of the areas you'll want to go to off the get-go, as soon as you log in, is the update info area, which is this little blue silhouetted person with a little eye for information. If you click on that, for example, you'll see for this little test account we made for Johnny Sample, update as much of this information as you can. So one, verify that the student ID is correct, because it's very important for a number of reasons. For example, when we take attendance in the future, that's one of the ways we'll do it. we are able to scan the student's school ID, the barcode on it, so it has to match up. So make sure that it is your Wayne Westland Community Schools issued student ID number. Beyond that, first name, middle name, last name, your address, email address especially, please make sure that's accurate so you'll receive communication from us. If you have a personal instrument and you'd like to put that information in here just to keep track of it so we know it's yours, you can put that in there. If you're not going to, just turn that off. Other information on the right, locker info when you receive that. This is a great place to put that in so that you don't forget the combination. Your t-shirt size is super important so that we know in the future if we need to order t-shirts exactly what size you need, which obviously as things might change, you can change that here on your own. Primary group and other groups are assigned by us. So primary group, it'll show probably for most people marching band right now, but eventually what that will show is your primary group would be your class that you're in, your main ensemble. And then other groups will include marching band, if you're taking secondary bands or orchestras, things like that. Dietary needs, very important for us to know. And if you have a specific pronoun that you'd like us to use, you can input that as well. For adults, adding this information too, adding a new adult is an easy process. Similar information. We're going to set up this interests category over here very soon. So by the time you log into this, you'll see interests here. It'll say things like woodworking, electrician, helping, cooking, able to pull equipment trailers, comfortable driving U-Hauls. It'll have things like that. So we know, hey, we need somebody to pull a trailer. Who's able to do it, and we can look up that information here and get in touch with you and see if you're actually available at the time and day that we need you. Relation to the student, emails, occupation skills are similar, but we use the interest category for that. So please do one of those for each adult or parent or guardian. For your student, don't do both on the same one, and you can click update and then it'll save it. So any of that information, if you can update that, it would be really helpful and great, just so we have our records updated. Back on the main screen, if you need to change your password, you can do that here. And beyond that, that's most of it. So make sure that you're able to access CHARMS both as a student and a parent. And if you have any questions, please go ahead and reach out. If you're not able to get into your account for any reason, there's probably something easy we can do on our end to fix that. So just send me an email at metyd@wwcsd.net. Thanks.